Good morning, Encounter. This is Pastor Joel. We're not gathering today. I wanted to give the morning off to our amazing volunteers who do so much, and also when you do enjoy a morning with your family. But I did want to share a short reflection with you today. We're at the time that we're kind of like looking at the end of 2018, but also at the beginning of the new year, and we start taking some inventory of the year that's been, and we think about the things that went right, the things that maybe didn't go so right, maybe the things that we want to get better at, or the things that we'd rather forget that completely happened. And it's also a time when we start setting our goals and our objectives for the year that's to come. And for many of you, maybe, hey, this is a year that I apply for that promotion, or I find a new job. Maybe this is the year I propose, or the year that we start a family, or buy a house, or lose weight, learn to do card tricks, whatever it is that you set as your goal for this next year. It's exciting in a way because, the future is this blank canvas full of possibility. And we have all these goals, we also have expectations of what's to come. And actually, that's what I want to talk to you for a minute. There's this particular passage in the scriptures that talks to me a lot about expectations, and I always think about it when the new year is coming. This is in the book of Isaiah, chapter 64. And this is the prophet Isaiah talking. He says, "Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down, that the mountains would tremble before you, as when the fire set twigs ablaze and causes water to boil. Come down to make your name known to your enemies and cause the nations to quake before you. For when you did awesome things that we did not expect, you came down and the mountains trembled before you. Since ancient times, no one has heard, no ear has perceived, no eye has seen any God beside you who acts on behalf of those who wait for him." The prophet Isaiah is writing down this prayer to God, asking God to move and to intervene in the life of Israel in this situation of need that they have. But it's not just like this wishful thinking type of prayer. It's actually a prayer based on God's past actions. He's actually reminding God and telling God, you have done awesome things that we did not expect, and we're just praying for you to do those things again. And most Bible scholars think that Isaiah is actually referencing the time when God delivered Israel from slavery in Egypt. And that story has this very unexpected way in which it unfolds. The people of Israel have been slaves in Egypt for 400 years, and they've been crying out to God to deliver them. And when God finally sends a deliverer, he sends Moses. And at that time, Moses was an 80-year-old man who stuttered and who was wanted for murder in Egypt. And he shows up to Egypt to deliver Israel not with an army and generals, but with a staff. And with that staff, God uses Moses to perform miracle after miracle after miracle until ultimately God parts the sea so that the people of Israel can walk into freedom. That's the pinnacle of the unexpected. And I share this story because I feel that we have an awkward relationship with that word. We have an awkward relationship with the unexpected. Because for most of us, the unexpected is usually a negative thing. It's something that we don't see coming, something that doesn't fit in our plans. So when it happens, we're caught off guard. So when we're thinking about the future, the unexpected is something that usually fills us with anxiety and with worry. We are thinking about, how things could go right, but in the back of our mind is always the fear of what if things go wrong. But for the prophet Isaiah, the unexpected is not always a bad thing. The unexpected can be a good thing. Because God, he says, is a God that can do awesome things that we do not expect. And I mention this because, as we are entering the new year, chances are that unexpected things are going to happen. If I had a time machine, I was able to go back to the beginning of 2018, and I was to show you how your year was going to end, I bet that you would tell me, well, I didn't see that coming. I did not expect that to happen. You know why? Because there are things that we can't control. As a matter of fact, I would say most of the things in our lives we can't fully control. So unexpected things are bound to happen. But what if we thought about unexpected things not in the way that we usually think about them, that it's something negative or something wrong that scares us or even paralyzes us or fills us with anxiety? But if we thought about unexpected things like Isaiah does, that it can be something good, it can be an opportunity to see God move in our lives. So no matter what happens, maybe even if it's something that seems negative at first, even if there's an illness or there's a situation in our work or a situation in our family, something that we can't control and we don't see happen, when it faces us, we're not scared. You know why? Because we believe that even in those situations, God has the power to rescue and redeem and restore, regardless of what comes our way. You know what it also means? It also means that we shouldn't only think about the unexpected in negative terms, but maybe we can think about the unexpected in positive terms. What if unexpected things happen in 2019 that are good? What if God opens doors that we weren't knocking at? And what if God gives us opportunities that we weren't looking for? What if God gives us favor that we didn't even ask for? What if God places us in positions to do things for His kingdom and for His glory and for the good of the people that we love and serve and are in the midst of, that we didn't even imagine? One of my favorite passages about this is in the book of Ephesians, and the Apostle Paul is writing this letter to them, right? And there's this particular line on chapter 3, verse 20, I love it. It says, "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us." You know what I think our problem is sometimes? That we like to put God in a box. And we want God to move in the ways in which we want Him to move. And we want God to intervene in the ways in which we want Him to intervene. And if He doesn't do that, immediately we start to panic. But if God is the God of the unexpected, then we should expect the unexpected. We should expect God to do things that we cannot even think about, which means that we never give up hope and we never give up faith, because that's the type of God who we worship, a God who does unexpected things. We just got done celebrating Christmas, and Christmas is the ultimate unexpected move of God. The people of Israel have been waiting for a Messiah for hundreds of years. And in their minds, this is like this king that's going to come, and he's going to be a political and military warrior that's going to defeat their enemies. But God sends a baby born to a teenage mom in a manger with animals and shepherds, who grows up as a carpenter, who is poor, who dies on a cross at the hands of the Roman Empire, but who on the third day rises up again with all power and all authority and defeats Satan, sin, and death. That, my friends, is the pinnacle of the unexpected. And that's how God accomplishes His greatest act of salvation for humanity. What if we approach 2019 expecting the unexpected? What if we approach 2019 and we take whatever step of faith and obedience God is asking us to take? And you might say to me, Joel, well, I don't know what's going to happen. And I would say to you, precisely. And that's good news. Because if we relinquish control of the future, we're laying it in God's hands. And if it's true that God can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, you know what that means? That means that God's imagination is way better than ours. And I trust His more than I trust mine. And I can trust and lay everything at His feet and not have to worry. I also say this for us as a church. We're entering this new year and we have hopes and dreams and plans. But the reality of it is that there are also unknowns, and we don't know what's going to happen. If you had asked me at the beginning of 2018 where we're going to be, I wouldn't have guessed that we're going to be in this great building that we're in. That was an unexpected move of God. So not knowing is a good thing. And giving space open for God to move is a good thing, because this is a God who moves in the unexpected. What's there left for us to do is to keep obeying, to keep gathering as a church, to keep worshiping together, to keep serving and loving our neighborhood, and then to wait on God to do the unexpected things that only He can do. So, my brothers and sisters of Encounter, in this 2019, may you learn to wait on God. And may you see God do awesome things that you do not expect in your life. Grace and peace.